Hello students, my next video on blood vessels. Okay, so in our body, tube-like structures are present which are circulate the blood to different parts of the body. These tube-like structures are called blood vessels. Throughout the body, different types of the blood vessels are present which are transport the blood to different parts of the body or towards heart. So that tube-like structures are called blood vessels. So in blood vessels are classified into three types. They are arteries and veins, and third one capillaries. These three types of the blood vessels are present. Here arteries and veins have the same structure. Structurally arteries and veins have the same structure, but only few differences are there in between arteries and veins. But capillaries are completely different. They are very minute tube-like structures, very minute small tube-like structure, very delicate tubes. They are made up of a single line of layer, only one single layer of cells. They are capillaries. But arteries and veins, they have the different types of the structure. So we will see the structure of arteries and veins. Both have the same structure basically. Okay. So the wall of artery, the wall of blood vessels or wall of artery and veins both have the three layers: outer, middle and inner. Outer, middle, inner layer. So outer layer is also called tunica externa. Middle layer is called tunica media. Inner layer is called tunica interna. These three layers are present. So here the tunica externa made up of fibrous connective tissue. Here it is made up of fibrous connective tissue. Tunica made up of smooth muscles. It made up of smooth muscles. Next, tunica interna made up of squamosal epithelial tissue. Okay, so tunica externa made up of fibrous connective tissue. Middle tunica media made up of smooth muscle. Tunica interna made up of squamosal epithelial tissue. Okay, so both the arteries and veins have the same this type of layers. Next, but here only small differences is there in arteries and vein. Here in artery, so artery, in between middle layer, on either side of the middle layer, one more layer is also present, that is elastin lamina. Elastin lamina is present in artery. So elastin lamina is made up of yellow elastin fibers. So that's why the artery is more elasticity than veins. So in vein only here two elastin laminas are present in artery. In vein only one elastin lamina is present. So that's why the arteries are more elasticity than veins. So this is the only one difference. Remaining structure is same. Outer tunica externa, middle tunica media, inner tunica interna. Okay, next we will see the diagrammatic structure. First of all, this is the artery. This is a vein. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here this is the artery, this is the vein. So here this outer layer, this black one, outer layer is called tunica externa. So outer layer is called tunica externa, is made up of fibrous connective tissue. In arteries it is slightly thick than vein. Next layer, this one here to here, this is media. So tunica media, the middle one, the red one is tunica media. the red one here, the red one is tunica media. It's made up of smooth muscle. So here, so this is the tunica media. So on either side of the tunica media, elastin lamina is present. So for example, here this is the tunica media. So on either side, both sides, that elastin lamina is present. Yellow color, yellow elastin fibers are present. Yellow elastin fibers are present. So that's why this is called elastin lamina. So here two elastin laminas are present. Here this one, here only one elastin lamina is present towards inner side. So towards inner side only one elastin lamina is present. Next, this one, last one, that is inner tunica interna. So it's made up of only one single layer of cells, squamosal epithelial tissue. Next, this middle one is lumen. Cavity is called lumen. So here lumen is smaller, here lumen is bigger. In veins, lumen is bigger, lumen is smaller. So these are the small differences between arteries and veins regarding structure. Okay. So here slightly the wall of artery is thicker than vein. Okay. So next lumen. Here lumen is smaller, lumen is greater or larger. Two elastin laminas are present. Here only one elastin lamina is present. Okay. So next we will see the differences between artery and vein. Next, differences between artery and vein. So first of all, first point, the artery carry the oxygenated blood away from heart. So it brings the blood from the heart, or it carries the blood away from heart. So it's applied to the different parts of the body except pulmonary artery. So pulmonary artery, except pulmonary artery. So pulmonary artery brings or carries the blood towards lungs, but here it has deoxygenated blood. Okay. So but remaining all arteries carries the oxygenated blood. Next, veins carry the deoxygenated blood away from heart, towards heart. Okay. Next, here also one exemption is there, that is pulmonary vein. So pulmonary vein carries the oxygenated blood from the lungs to heart. So exception. So only pulmonary vein carries the oxygenated blood, remaining all veins carry the deoxygenated blood. Next point. Next, here the artery is mainly deep seated means generally they are present in inner parts of the body. So they are deep seated. Here veins are superficial means they are present near to skin. Okay. Next, these next arteries has bright red in color. Because it has, what is it? It carries the oxygenated blood. So that's why the oxygenated means oxygen binds with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. That's why it gives that oxyhemoglobin gives the bright color. So that's why these are bright red in color. These are dark red in color. The dark red color. Next, here wall. Already we have learned the wall of artery is thicker than vein. Here the wall thin. Okay, wall is thinner. Next, two elastin laminas are present. Here two elastin laminas are present. Here only one elastin lamina is present. Only one elastin lamina is present. Elastin lamina. Okay. Next, here these are ends with capillaries. Ends with capillaries. Okay, so they carries the blood and they finally ends in the body part with the capillaries. It divides into many branches. That small branches are called capillaries. Here these are start with capillaries. Start with capillaries. So all capillaries join to form veins. So they are start with capillaries. Next, here lumen is smaller, lumen is greater, larger. Already you have seen in the structure. Okay, so next point, the blood flows fastly with jerks. Here blood flows fastly because heart can pump the blood during cardiac cycle. Heart with the help of force, it can pump the blood towards body parts. So that's why it flows very fast. It circulates very fast and jerks. Means in cardiac cycle, in one heartbeat, the blood is pumping into the outside. So that's why it flows fast. Next, here blood flows slowly and without jerks. Okay, blood flows slowly. Here the blood collected from the body parts, so there is no pumping organ. So that's why they flow very fastly without jerks. Next, here valves are absent here. Valves are absent, but here valves are present. Okay, so here what will happen? So in artery, valves are absent. So here no need to presence of the valves, because heart can pump the blood to different parts of the body. It can pump very fastly or with force. So heart can pump the blood with force. So that's why the blood cannot flows to backward direction. But in veins collects the blood to different parts of the body, collect the blood. So there is no any force. So that's why the blood may pass to the backward direction. So that's why to prevent backward flow of blood, it has the veins has valves. So these are the different types of the differences between artery and veins. Okay, next one more, capillaries. So capillaries means, already I said, capillaries means small, minute, microscopic organs are called capillaries. So just capillaries, they are made up of only one single layer of cells, that is squamosal epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelial tissue, only one single layer of cells. So layer is present. Next, above this layer, basement membrane is present. Okay, simple. Only single layer, very minute microscopic structures are called capillaries. Next one more blood vessel, that is We'll write here. Vasa vasorum. Vasa vasorum. So vasa vasorum means these are also minute blood vessels, smaller blood vessels. These blood vessels, they can supply the blood to blood vessels. So here blood vessels, already we learned the blood vessels made up of 3 layers. Fibrous tunica externa, media, interna. So here tunica media made up of smooth muscles. So smooth muscle shows the continuous contraction and relaxation. As a result, they also need ATP, energy. So these vasa vasorium, they can supply the blood to blood vessels. So vasa vasorium also called blood vessels of blood vessels. So blood vessels of blood vessels. So blood vessels, normal blood vessels, arteries and veins and capillaries, they supply the blood to different parts of the body. And also the blood vessels are also needs a blood supply. So this vasa vasorium supply the blood to the blood vessels.